The ketogenic diet is a low-carb diet. This diet involves high fat and protein intake with a low-carb intake. It helps the body burn fat and not carbs. You also are supposed to cut back on the bad carbs like sugars, breads, and pastas. When you cut the bad carbs and increase the fat and protein allows the body to lose weight by burning fat, not the carbs. The ketogenic diet is a low-carb diet. This diet involves high fat and protein intake with a low-carb intake.
The history of the ketogenic diet was a therapy for epilepsy. It was also an alternative method to fasting and dieting. It also helped with eating patterns, and it was also used to treat severe epilepsy in infants and children. When the keto diet first appeared, it was developed in the 1920s and 30s and carried into the next decade. It was promoted to mimic the metabolism of fasting. The ketogenic diet was introduced by modern physicians as a treatment for epilepsies in the 1920s. For the next 2 decades, this therapy was widely used, but with the modern era of anti-epileptic drug treatments, its use declined dramatically.
Who was the diet intended for? Research shows it was used to help children with epilepsy, also known as a dietary therapy. The Mayo Clinic did their first clinical trials in 1921. Anticonvulsant drugs were found to help epilepsy, therefore leaving the diet behind. But 20 to 30% of people who took the drugs say they didn't help them, so they went back to the diet. Why is it so popular? The diet is so popular because people are able to eat higher fat foods and still lose the weight. It began its popularity back in the 90s. The Atkins diet involved the keto diet in the first 2 weeks of its beginnings. The keto diet is very popular among the ages of 22 and 35. It does show that 12.9 million people follow the keto diet a year.
How does the ketogenic diet work? The keto diet tricks your body to fuel off fat instead of carbs. The keto diet is high in fats, but has some proteins and low in carbs. The diet consists of 70 to 80% of fats, 10 to 20% of proteins, and 5 to 10% of carbs in your daily meals. Foods you can eat are meats, eggs, nuts, seeds, butter, cream cheese, and some oils. It takes 2 days to 1 week to get into ketosis.
The science of the ketogenic diet. Keto diet uses fat as fuel rather than glucose, and fat creates ketones. When glucose levels decrease, insulin decreases. The liver ramps up production of ketones. The macronutrients are divided into approximately 55% to 60% fat, 30% to 35% protein, 5% to 10% carbs, and 2,000 calories per day diet. Carbohydrates amount up to 20 to 50 grams per day. There are some great benefits to the keto diet. As we mentioned before in our presentation, the diet was originally for kids with epilepsy. It also can help improve neurological conditions. It can help with type 2 diabetes. It may reduce the risk of metabolic syndrome, and it can also help with increased focus and energy. There are some great benefits to the keto diet. The ketogenic diet does come with some drawbacks. It can cause nutrient deficiencies and it can cause constipation. There are some short-term symptoms that include fatigue, headache, brain fog, and upset stomach. This is commonly known as the keto flu. There are long-term health risks associated with the ketogenic diet. They include kidney stones, osteoporosis, and liver disease. This is not a sustainable diet because it is very rigid in nature, and it can cause obsessive and disordered eating.
Who can the keto diet harm? Those on diabetic medications are at risk of heart disease on keto. It can trigger those with eating disorders. Pregnant women should avoid it. It may signal food scarcity to the body. Those with adrenal fatigue should avoid as it negatively affects cortisol levels. Who can the keto diet harm? Those on diabetic medications are at risk of heart disease on keto.
Is the keto diet right for everyone? The answer is no. Some side effects include nutrient deficiencies, digestive issues, poor bone health, kidney stones, hyperprotemia, hepatic steatosis. Who should avoid the keto diet? People with liver disease, pancreatitis, disorders of the metabolism are at high risk. Others include pregnant women, people with eating disorders, people with hypothyroidism, children, and teens.
One of our team members, Deanna Crawford, had firsthand experience with the ketogenic diet. She found out about it from Instagram, and these are some of her before and after pictures. She would have liked to continue with the diet, but she had to stop when she became pregnant. I hope that you were able to find out more information about the ketogenic diet from our presentation. Thank you for your time and have a good day.